Hello, my name is Sylvester Nkomo, and I have a quick question for you. What if I told you that this is a resume? Yes, what you see on your screen right now is a resume. I know you've never seen anything like this. This will completely blow your mind, but this is actually a resume, and I call it the VIP reserved resume. So let me just show you a little bit of it. So take a look here. So that's the resume. Okay, this is how it looks like. I call it the VIP reserved resume. Okay, now if you've been struggling to get job interviews, then pay close attention here. Okay, because in the next few minutes I'm going to show you why this is the most powerful attention hijacking interview getting resume in the world, period. Okay, I checked, there is nothing out there like this. This is unique, this is different. Now let me tell you why it's almost impossible to get job interviews with the traditional resume, especially for very competitive jobs. Okay, so here's the ugly truth. Years of work experience alone won't make you stand out from the crowd. Now, you agree with me that there are thousands of people out there who have the same experience and qualifications as you do, okay? And who are competing for the same jobs that you're applying for. And also that a certification alone won't make you stand out either, even though that's what certification sellers want you to believe. Yes, I know that's a hard fact to swallow, but it's true. You see, the same certification that was sold to you was also sold to thousands and millions of your competitors for the same jobs. So as you can imagine, getting certified, even though a good thing, never eliminated the competition you set out to eliminate in the first place. So here's what I learned after spending $1,200 and long hours of study to get certified. So 9 years ago, after I got my SPSM Senior Professional in Supply Management certification, I was very excited because I thought, wow, finally I've got the tiebreaker. So I brandished it on my resume next to my name like this. I then sent out tons of this resume to advertise jobs with total confidence that my phone will be ringing off the hook very soon with many job interviews. And then a month went by, nothing happened. Then 2 months, then 3, and then 6, yet nothing happened. My phone didn't ring. I then repeated the same process and sent out another bunch of resume attacks and waited for another 18 months, yet nothing. I couldn't land a single interview. And that was after I had spent hundreds of dollars on books that offered advice on how to write attention-grabbing resumes. Worst of all, this job hunting misfortune was happening to me at a time when I was facing some nasty office politics from my boss. She kept making me endless promises of a future promotion to get me work even harder, while she took all the credits and looked good in the eyes of her boss. I did all of the grunt work and heavy lifting while she took all of the praises and recognition. I found myself delivering tremendous value to the company, but getting paid peanuts in return. And even though I'd spent $1,200 and long hours of study to get my SPS certification, with the hope of standing out from the crowd and landing job interviews so that I could quit my job for a better one, I still felt like I was back to point zero. My debt kept increasing and my salary decreasing. I couldn't make ends meet financially. And that's when I decided I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to research and figure out why some people get job interviews and why most people don't. Now, like I said, there's a huge crowd of job-hungry job seekers out there. And a certification alone won't make you stand out from the crowd. And of course, having the required experience or skills won't make you stand out either. Now, let's face it, for almost every job you're applying for, there are thousands or millions of people with the exact same experience and skills. Yes, I know. Almost every so-called professional resume writer out there will tell you that they can produce an eye-catching resume for you that will get you hired. But after 5 years observing their resume writing processes, I've found most of them are unknowingly missing the point, or are just pretending to be expert, or are flat out lying to you. Making you stand out from the crowd, as most resume writers will tell you, is much easier said than done. And judging from their approach, which I think is completely flawed, I think they are making a huge mistake that's killing most people's chances of landing job interviews. The only way you can stand out from the crowd, if you have both experience and certification, is to package all of that in a way that positions you as the ideal candidate for the job, as described by the job description. Because it's only the job description that sets the requirements for the job. Now, I'm going to show you that most of us do not take the time to make sure our resumes are targeted to the job description, or to make sure that our resumes match the requirements of the job description. And I'm also going to show you that only the VIP resume can enable you communicate and position yourself as the ideal candidate for the job. So let me explain. So every job you're going to apply for will have some sort of job description, right? So here's an example of a job description. Here is an area sales manager job for UPS Nigeria, for example. Now we all know UPS, right? So I'm going to deconstruct this job description. In other words, I'm going to break down this job description to show you the various parts of a job description and to show you what I call laser targeting. I'm going to show you how to target a job description to increase your chances to be called for a job interview. So let me show you something here. So let's read together. So if you look at this job description, so yeah, this first part here just tells you about the company. So it tells you about UPS. We all know UPS, right? UPS is the world's largest package delivery company. So blah, blah, blah. All of this is about UPS. So we're going to call this first part here about the company, right? So that's part one. Okay, so the next part is what we call the job summary. So yeah, it basically tells you summarily about the job. Okay, so it says the area sales manager is responsible for volume and revenue growth, blah, blah, blah. So all of this here, we can call everything here up to this point. I'm going to scroll up to this point. We can call all of that this job summary. So that is part two. So part two is called the job summary. Okay, then the next part is what we call the job duties. So these are them here. Okay, so all of this is the job duties. So now what you notice is that these are all of the job duties or responsibilities, and then some of the responsibilities can be considered summary responsibilities. So in other words, this one here provides feedback and models the way. That's a summary responsibility, and under that, these are detailed responsibilities. Okay, so we have two types of responsibilities. We have what we call summary responsibilities. That's part 3 of the job description. And then we have detailed responsibilities. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna know, or the next thing we're gonna look at, is the next section here. So I'm gonna scroll down and show you something. So yeah, it says key competencies: educational qualification, MBA or MSc preferred, and then experience, 5 to 7 years field sales management experience. So all of that, and then also skills and proficiencies. So all of this part here is called candidate requirements. So candidate requirements can be further broken down into educational qualifications, experience, skills, and proficiencies. Okay, so that's the fifth part of a job description. So there are 5 parts, but of the 5 parts, only 3 of them are most important to us, and those 3 are the summary responsibilities, the detailed responsibilities, and the candidate requirements. Those are the things we want to target on the job description. Those are the things we want to demonstrate that we have. Because think about it, in a job description, they have responsibilities. You have to if you are applying for the job, they want you to show them that you can perform those responsibilities, or that you've been able to perform those responsibilities in the past. Okay, they also want that you should demonstrate that you have the required candidate requirements. So they want you to demonstrate that you have the educational qualifications, that you have the experience, and that you have the skills and proficiencies. They want you to show that. Okay, and that's where the VIP resume comes to play. I'm going to show you something here. So let's take this VIP resume here. Now I'm going to show you step by step. So the first part, which is the most important part of the VIP resume, is what we call the headline. So this headline is what grabs their attention immediately. So yeah, we are going to assume that we are applying for a job at a company called International Luxury Hotels, and we're going to also assume that the name of the position is Managing Director. Okay, so this candidate is saying that discover why I won big company's best performing MD award in October 2016, plus 16 reasons why I'm most probably the kind of managing director you're looking to hire for International Luxury Hotels. Now this statement does 2 very important things. First of all, we know that they are looking for managing director. So the candidate is saying that they are an award-winning managing director. So they are saying that discover why I won big company. A big company can be any company. It's like the candidate's previous company where they worked. So discover why I won Best MD Award, Best Performing MD Award at big company in 2016, plus 16 reasons why I'm most probably the kind of managing director you're looking to hire. That does two very important things. One, it tells them that, hey, I am an award-winning candidate, and two, I have 16 reasons to share with you why you should hire me for this position, okay, or why you should interview me. So this statement, it's very, 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 very powerful. Now, if you don't have an award, then you can forget about this first part and you can just use the second part here. You can just say, discover 16 reasons why I am most probably the kind of managing director you're looking to hire. So again, there are formulas for writing this kind of headline. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you that I've put in place a book that tells you how to use those formulas. That shows you the different formulas you can use to write headlines. But for now, I just want to walk you through all of these so that you can understand why this is very powerful. So that's the first part, and that's the most important part. We call it the headline, the attention hijacking headline, because it really hijacks the attention of the hiring manager or the recruiter. Now, let me show you the next thing. So the next thing is, remember we just said here that, hey, there are 16 reasons, right? That I'm probably the kind of person you're looking for. So the reason number one, the candidate says, reason number one, I have 13 years experience. Now, remember, reason number one is targeting the experience requirement. If you go back here, you're going to realize that under candidate requirements, one of the requirement is the requirement for experience. So we are demonstrating through this VIP resume. Now, of course, this VIP resume is not targeting that area sales manager job at UPS. I am just using those as examples. So for every VIP resume, there will be a certain job description that we are targeting. I'm just showing you some parallels just to make you understand that this is actually a sample of the VIP resume. But if we're supposed to make a VIP resume for that area sales manager at UPS, we want to first of all start by talking about the experience requirement. So we tell them that, hey, reason number one, I have the required experience. I have 13 years experience. And then you don't just say, hey, I have the 13 years experience. You have to demonstrate it. Now, the way you demonstrate it is very simple. You just tell them about the different positions you've held. Okay, so that's what we've done here. We'll give them the different positions that demonstrate that we have 13 years experience. Now, the next thing is reason number two. We say reason number two, I know how to grow sales. Now, this statement here, I know how to grow sales, is one of the responsibilities. So basically what we do is that we go to the job description and we pick one of the responsibilities. Okay, so for example here, it says drive sales growth. So we can just simply say, I know how to grow sales. Now, is that enough? No, it's not enough. So when you say, I know how to grow sales, you've gotten their attention, but you don't just end there. After you get their attention with that statement, you have to prove it. So you do that by saying, by giving them an example. So you say example, and you say, as managing director, okay, at any company Inc., I've built a network of clients as follows. And you tell them all what you've done in bullet points, and you also give them the figures and all of that. Okay, so that's how you do it. So that's how you demonstrate that you meet the responsibility requirement. So you pick the responsibilities and you do that for each of the reasons. So each of the reasons we target a certain responsibility. So I'm going to show you another example here. So the second one says, reason number three, I can always come up with creative ways to grow sales and increase profit. That's another responsibility on the list of responsibilities that you pick, and you demonstrate that you can do it. And again, you give another example, and so on. So that's how you demonstrate that you have the responsibilities. So what else do we have to demonstrate? I'm going to show you here. So the next thing we want to demonstrate is educational qualifications. So how do we demonstrate educational qualifications? I'm going to show you. There are two ways we do that. So if I go to the VIP resume and I go to the first page here, so the thing I want to show you is the award here. Now remember, we said here that you won Best Performing MD Award in October 2016. So you have to also demonstrate it. In the VIP resume, everything we say, we prove it. So we have to put an image of that award here. So Best MD Award for increasing active sales subscription by 52%. So yeah, we said he increased active sales subscription by 52%. So this certificate, this award certificate is proof that this actually happened. So we put it on the resume, and it reassures the hiring manager, okay, this candidate is saying the truth, this is real. So that's the first thing. That's the next thing. The next thing, remember I told you that what we want to demonstrate here is actually educational qualifications. So I went off a bit, but I want to come back there. So how do we demonstrate educational qualifications? We do that again through the VIP resume here, still on the right column. So we mentioned, so they remember they are saying that you should have an MBA. So we put all of our certifications that we have on the right hand column here. So we are certified Six Sigma, we put it here. And if we have an MBA, we put it somewhere. I'm going to show you. So this is we put the MBA certification here. So MBA certificate, Masters of Business. We also put it there so that they can see they should hire us. So that's how we do it. Okay, so hope that's very clear. So you can now see why when someone gets a job interview following the traditional approach, it's more of a very rare or lucky occurrence than it's normal. It's more of a random event, like in the odds of winning a lottery, than it is by design. And sadly, that's the approach 99% of people follow. No doubt they struggle, they apply for jobs 100 times without getting job interviews. And that's what gets me annoyed. So today, as I speak to you, there are millions of people out there who are being denied the success they deserve by the so-called resume writing gurus who stick to the old approach despite it not working. Talk about the famous definition of doing the same old thing and expecting a different result. Okay, so if you keep on doing the same old thing, this is what's going to happen. You're going to send out tons of resumes without job interviews. You're going to miss out on good job opportunities. You're going to spend hundreds of dollars on cookie cutter resume writers, and you're going to get stuck at a job you hate, doing work you're not well paid for, and finding it difficult to live the lifestyle you truly deserve. And on top of that, you would have spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of study to get certified. Like I said, I've been there before, and that's what keeps me annoyed. And that's why I went to work for almost 3 years to finally create something that works as a way of stopping the wallet bleeding and the time wasting that most people experience when searching for better paying jobs. Now, when all of this is summed up, it's like throwing away a basket full of money. Okay? Now, I know you may be wondering, and you may be asking, hey, Sylvester, do you mean that for every job I want to apply for, I need to target my resume precisely for that job? Well, my answer is yes. Okay, but there's a way to do it. Now, like I said, there is a way of doing that, and it's one of the 3 secrets I'm going to be sharing with you. Okay, so secret number 1 is how to list or target every job description you want to apply for so that you get called for the job interviews, but at the same time without having to redo your VIP resume all from scratch before applying each time. Secret number 2 is how to write powerful attention hijacking statements. Remember those statements I showed you on the VIP resume, those powerful curiosity arousing statements, those fascinating statements that gets a hiring manager hooked on your resume. How do you write those powerful attention hijacking, curiosity arousing, fascinating statements, even if you hate writing and even if you consider yourself a poor communicator? I'm going to show you that. Secret number 2. Secret number 3 is how to create your VIP resume quickly and easily without having to design everything from scratch, without having to design your own template. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you don't have to design your own template. I already have a Microsoft Word template that you can use, and I have a little application that you can use to generate your own VIP resume quickly, just by a few clicks of the mouse. So with that process, you can use my template and you can generate your own VIP resume, and you can just replace things that are there with yours and quickly, and so that you can get your resume off the ground and ready to go. So get the book, do your VIP resume. I look forward to hear your success story.